Okay, so we're finally doing this. Now, I wanted to stream this when it came out about a week ago, uh, but there was a couple things that kind of prevented me from doing that. One is I had COVID shortly before this came out, and I was afraid that I was still going to have COVID by the time it dropped, and I wouldn't be in any shape to stream. But I fully recovered. I don't have COVID anymore. But the other reason is because this DLC is massive. Like, there is so much stuff to do in this DLC that I kind of wanted to stream it in a more cohesive manner. I didn't want to just stream it and only have like a handful of characters unlocked, because that's the thing. This DLC advertises 20 plus characters, and on the Steam page, they show you what those 20 characters are. Now, if you watch the trailer, you would know that they showed off way more than 20 characters. There was a huge, like, grid that they showed in the trailer that showed off all of these obscure characters like Henry, Ronaldo, Cornell, Reinhardt, even Quincy. Yes, Quincy Morris is in this game. So they had all these characters, yet for some reason, when you buy this DLC, you only have access to 20 characters, and I was kind of scared of that initially. I was like, don't tell me they only gave us 20 characters. But it turns out that there is some stuff to do first. When you beat Dracula, when you actually beat Dracula with Richter, that's the way you have to do it, by the way. When you beat Dracula, you unlock the rest of the roster. And then once you go further into the map even more, you find this item that unlocks even more of the roster. So get this, I counted. Instead of there being just 20 plus characters, this DLC gives you a whopping 80 characters. You heard me right. There are 80 fucking characters in this DLC. That is almost 3 times as many characters as the base roster. That is insane. So yes, this might just be the best Castlevania crossover of all time, just for that fact alone. That is insane. So, yes, I wanted to do as much as I could in this DLC. I 100%ed it. I've gotten all the characters. I've done all the unlockable stuff, the side quests. I've explored the entire map through beginning and end. I've done everything I possibly could. And the reason why I'm streaming this is because I wanted to show off as much of it as I could. Because again, I didn't want to, because even if I did stream it blind, I would only be able to do like a handful of the game. I don't even think I would have been able to make it to the Dracula fight, because there's so much you have to do. You can't even get to the Dracula fight before you have to unlock every character. Let me show you. So here's all of our Castlevania characters, by the way. Let's go down the list, shall we? So starting with the Belmonts, because of course you have to. Leon, Sonia, Trevor, Christopher, glad to see him in a game finally. Simon, Juiced, Richter, and Julius. So, going down the list even more, Grant, Quincy, who has never been in a Castlevania game before. This is someone who's only been mentioned very briefly in the series from the Dracula novel, but here he is. Jonathan, Maxim, Henry, Soma, Dracula. So we finally got a vampire in this game, finally, in a game called Vampire Survivors. Charlotte, Sypha, Julia, Carrie, Yoko, Ronaldo, Mina, Elizabeth, Alucard, Reinhardt, Eric, Isaac, Hector, Sarah, Vincent, Maria, Shanoa, Albus, Lisa, Shaft, Saint Germain, Nathan, Cornell, Barlow, Maria, the Familiars, the Innocent Devils, Cornell's beast form, the Ferryman, the Librarian, Hammer's in here, Wind, and then we even got... Okay, so some of these are duplicates. So we have duo characters like Jonathan and Charlotte, and you could switch them around. We've got Stella and Loretta as duo characters as well, but you can also have them separate. Bronner. Soleil Belmont is in this game, Christopher's son. Dario, Dimitri, Celia, Graham, Yahim, Walter, Carmilla, Alrox, Cave Troll, Flea Man, Axe Armor, Frozen Shade, Succubus, Karamet, Sniper, Blackmore, Malphus, Death, Galamoth, Elizabeth Bartley again, except this is like some transformation of hers, Alrox transformation, Death transformation, Dracula's transformation, and finally, Chaos. That's right. The eldritch deity that controls Castlevania itself, the final boss of Aria of Sorrow, is a fucking character in this game. And he's the most expensive character, too. I think this guy costs like 11 or 13 million gold. Insane. So yeah, there you have it. That is all 80 characters of the Castlevania Ode, or the Ode to Castlevania DLC. Insane. So here's what I'm going to do. I had to think about this. So for this stream, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play as all the Belmonts, and then after that, I'm going to show off some of my own personal favorite characters. I might show off some characters that haven't been playable before, but I also want to show off characters that are just, you know, some of my personal favorites. I can't show off everybody, unfortunately, because there's just way too many characters to go through. But I will pick the notable ones that I think that are worth showing off. But definitely we're going to be playing as the Belmonts. So, as some people have pointed out, even though we do have 80 characters here, there's a lot of characters here. We have damn near every fucking character here. There are some notable absences. So we have Nathan Graves here from Circle of the Moon, but people have pointed out that Hugh Baldwin is not in this game, even though Nathan made it in. That is very unfortunate because there's a lot of characters here that haven't been playable. Sarah's never been playable. Isaac's never been playable. Ronaldo's never been playable. Mina, Julia. Like, there's a bunch of characters in here that have never been playable. And while that's cool, it's just kind of weird to me that they didn't go all the way and just give us Hugh. It's like, if you're going to give us Circle of the Moon, why not give us Hugh as well? So, yeah, no Hugh, no Desmond Belmont, even though, you know, that he's also a Belmont. He's not in here. Which is interesting because they gave us Sonya, but you know, there's a few. No, oh yeah, there's no Lords of Shadow representation either, so no Gabriel, you know, none of that. So it's unfortunate, but you know, I can't complain. Look at this. We have this whole sea of characters, and you know what? There's gonna be some that are missing. I can't blame them for that. So it's like, you take it or leave it. We have 80 fucking characters to pick from, alright? We're gonna be fine. And besides, most people that are playing this are mostly gonna be playing as, like, I don't know, Alucard or the Belmonts. Like, nobody's really gonna, like, let's be honest, do people really give a shit that Hugh isn't in the game? Like, yeah, it sucks, and if you're a Circle of the Moon fan who really wanted to see him in here, sure. But is it really the end of the world, though? Is it really? So it's not a huge deal, but it's like, man, if only they went all the way, you know? So, like I said, we're going to start off with Leon Belmont. So, yes, as is the case with Vampire Survivors, every character comes with their own set of perks and benefits. Leon here receives a hidden Varog statue at level 5. If you remember what that is, that's the little relic that makes you leave behind, like, flames in your footprints. So, and he gets a bonus to most stats with the Vampire Killer equipped. That's pretty neat. Anyway, let's get this crap started. So, let's go ahead and pick, actually, I want to make sure okay. So, Leon, and then we're going to go to the Castlevania stage. Now, this stage doesn't have a whole lot going on in it. You'd probably think, oh, there's going to be references everywhere. It's going to be total fan service. The map isn't too spectacular. It's mostly just a giant Symphony of the Night map. A lot of it is Symphony of the Night based. There is some stuff here and there that's referencing to other games, like mostly bosses and background stuff, but like 80% of this map is Symphony of the Night. So don't get too excited. Most of the representation comes from the characters and the remixes, which I'm going to talk about the remixes. I think my only gripe, my only real complaint with this DLC, and it's not even that big of a deal, my only real complaint is how they handled the remixes and the music in general. So, I'll give you an example. Let me back out for a second. Let's take Christopher, for example, okay? Everyone knows that Christopher's main theme is Battle of the Holy, okay? That remix is not in this game. They did not bother giving us a Battle of the Holy remix, nor is it in this game at all, period. Instead, when you pick Christopher, his theme song is the beginning. That's Trevor's theme. So then you're probably wondering, okay, what happens if you pick Trevor? I actually forgot what his theme is, but I know that a lot of these characters, for some strange reason, either don't have their respective themes, or sometimes the themes are swapped around, and they don't have the themes that they should have. And it's kind of weird. I don't know why they did it this way. I also feel like the remixes that we got, I feel like is too bloated with Symphony of the Night remixes and Order of Ecclesia remixes. Now look, it's nice to have Order of Ecclesia music, but I feel like when we're dealing with a roster of over 80 characters with a lot of obscure characters in here, it would have been nice to hear some like Castlevania 64 music, you know, some like Lament of Innocence tracks. I mean, there's the Leon Belmont theme, but you know, it would have been nice to have some more variety than just Symphony of the Night and Order of Ecclesia, because there's no Castlevania 64 music in this game, and yet we have Reinhardt, Carrie, Henry, and Cornell in here, and yet they don't get any of their own music, and that kind of sucks in my opinion. Again, it's not the end of the world, but it is one of those minor complaints that I have. So, anyway, moving on. So, let's get started. Okay. So as it says, he starts off with the Alchemy Whip. Now, with Vampire Survivors, if you don't know, you get access to 6 different weapons and 6 passive weapons. So these can be whatever you want. You can have Leon wield guns, you can have him wield swords, whips, magic, whatever you want him to have. Fucking trident if you want. I think I would like to give him as many whips as I can. Here we go. Why not? I'm only gonna give him 3. I'm gonna give him 3 whips. And again, the remixes themselves are great. I do like this remix. And again, if you hear the dog, don't worry about it. Can't do anything about that. Just mind his own bee's knees. But yeah, I'm very, very pleased with how this DLC came out, because for the longest time, you know, Dead Cells, the Return to Castlevania DLC for Dead Cells was like the pinnacle. Like, that was the Castlevania crossover for everybody. Like, it was almost a unanimous agreement that that DLC was the best one. And don't get me wrong, it still is a great crossover. I'd say from an overall standpoint, when it comes to gameplay representation, music representation, and just like character representation, it strikes a fair balance. But, you know, there are some downsides to it though, because when it comes to character representation, all we really get is costumes. You have to go to like the changing station, and then you have to like change into a costume. And again, it's usually, here's the problem, right? Typically when these Castlevania crossovers happen, they're very minimal, and the character representation is usually relegated to the same batch of characters. It's almost always Simon Belmont, Richter Belmont, and Alucard. With, you know, some exceptions. Sometimes they'll put Leon there, sometimes they'll put Hector there, or Trevor. But it's almost always the same batch of characters. Always. And Dead Cells was no exception. They did the same thing. You know, the only costumes they had were Simon Belmont, Richter, Maria, Alucard. I think they had Hector in there. Yeah, Hector. And then they had some color swaps. They had like a color swap for Matthias, Death, Dracula, but it's like, it wasn't really anything spectacular, you know? Like, the shining aspect of the Dead Cells crossover was the gameplay, because it genuinely felt like you were playing a Metroidvania. But in terms of overall representation, you know, it could have been better, you know? And now we see, like, this fucking DLC just shows how far the bar has been set, how high the bar has been set. We got 80 fucking characters in this game. 80 characters. Now, granted, there's not really, like... There's not a whole lot going on here with the characters because it's just, like, what, simple, like, 3-frame animation sprites? So yeah, they can totally add 80 characters. That's no problem. And which is probably, I imagine that's probably why they were able to get away with doing 80 characters, because, like, the sprite animations are so simple, right? There's not a whole lot you have to do. There's no voice acting, no nothing. But still, it's like the potential for how much you could get away with in a crossover. And again, like the music, the stages, just the overall representation here for Castlevania is just fantastic. Okay, got the Dragon Water Whip. I kind of want to talk about these weapons too, because they're pretty interesting. I'll talk about it when I can. I know I'm kind of in like an awkward spot. I'll do it when I get to the main menu. Okay, we should probably start making moves, because we're just sitting in the same spot. So anyway, yeah, this is the Castlevania map. Now, you see all those skulls on the map? Those are boss fights. And there are a lot. There's a lot of bosses in this map. And they're all lifted from various games. So if we go over to the top, we're gonna go see what this boss is up here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get every boss in this DLC done, but we're gonna try to get as many as we can. Actually, you know, we might as well just commit, right? Might as well just commit and try to get as many bosses as we can. You know what? That's why we're streaming it. We're gonna show off this DLC. Let's go explore the entire map. Fuck it. And this is a big map. We might exceed the timer by like an hour, because this map's huge. And of course now we get actual Castlevania enemies now, instead of it just being, you know, shameless rip-offs. Because that was the thing about this game. Like, you know, now we finally have a Castlevania crossover. Let's talk about that. I've been pointing this out for months before this thing was announced, that Vampire Survivors basically, like, blatantly ripped off assets from Castlevania and just put it in their game. Like, there are blatant sprite rips of existing Castlevania enemies, like the Bone Pillars, what were they called? The Allura Unes, what else was there? The White Dragons, Death was a sprite. There were a bunch of Castlevania enemies in the game that were just blatantly ripped. And to the point where it was like blatant plagiarism, right? And again, I'm surprised they didn't catch a case for that, because again, if Konami really wanted to, they could have sued them. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that. So if you beat a boss, sometimes they'll drop a weapon for you. They'll drop a weapon sometimes. It dropped like a rock spell thing, and I didn't really want that. So anyway, that was the Behemoth. I'm gonna just leave that alone. We're gonna go south and see what the boss is down here. But no, it's cool that, you know, we finally got this, because it's... I think they even mentioned that... Ponkel, the developers themselves, even, like, admitted this on, like, a YouTube short that they did. They were like, when your Castlevania-inspired game gets a Castlevania crossover, I'm like, now wait a minute, now you guys want to admit that it's a Castlevania-inspired game? You didn't have that energy before. You guys certainly didn't advertise it that way. You guys made absolutely no mention that this was Castlevania-inspired. I mean, like, obviously, to the keen eye, it was. Like, if you're a Castlevania fan, you could tell that it was inspired by Castlevania, but they didn't advertise it that way. But now they're coming out of the woodwork saying, oh yeah, no, it is Castlevania-inspired. I'm like, oh, you don't say. Anyway, if you didn't just notice, we just upgraded the Vampire Killer, so now we can shoot fireballs. Burn. Let me see. Skip. Valman Way, that's tempting. Go into this patch of trees here. And it's just a man-eater. It's just a plant boss, the man-eating plant. Well, no, you can say that it's Castlevania because that's fair use. You can say that it's inspired by something and still have it be its own thing. You call it a Metroidvania, or like you'd say, oh, it's inspired by Zelda, or it's inspired by this game, or whatever. You can say that, and that's fine. It's just that, I don't know why they were being so, like... They were, like dodgy around. I don't know why they were, like, being so dodgy around the fact that it was blatantly inspired by Castlevania until just now. It's weird. It's really weird. My like, yeah, it's, because really, the only aspect about it that was like, because here's the thing, this game does not play like a Castlevania game at all. Like, this does not play like Castlevania. The only aspect about it that's inspired by Castlevania is the weapons, the enemy sprites, and that's really it. It's the sprites that they ripped off. That's the only thing that's inspired by Castlevania is the shit that they blatantly ripped off. Other than that, it doesn't play like a Castlevania game at all. So they can't really say that it's Castlevania inspired unless it's like a Metroidvania like Dead Cells. That's a Castlevania inspired game. But this though, this is just a Survivor EO type game with Castlevania elements put into it. That's what this is. So that's probably why they didn't say that it was Castlevania inspired, because it's more like Survivor EO inspired. Anyway, next boss. It's the Tree Ant! With a rather unique looking sprite. And again, I'm not trying to, like, look, I said this last time, I'm not trying to shit on these guys. You know, but a fact is a fact. They blatantly ripped off Castlevania sprites and put it in their game. Like, that is a fact. I'm not trying to, like, throw shade at them for that. But that's just the way it is. That's what they did. And they got away with it. And it's like, props to them. This is, like, one of the most successful indie games of all time. Like, this game got a shit ton of praise and awards, and, like, it's massively successful. You gotta give them props for that. But the fact is, if you have a keen eye, and if you're aware of this stuff, you would be able to tell that, yes, these are Castlevania sprites. That's just the way it is. Anyway, moving on, we can now move into the castle, and it looks like we're in the bottom section, the catacombs area. We probably should have gone through the front. So now we're at the 15-minute mark. I need to get a couple more weapons on me. I'm being picky, though, that's my problem. I want to get, like, a proper Leon Belmont build. I've already got 2 whips going right now. Actually, no, I got 3 whips. I've got the Water Dragon whip, and that's fully upgraded. I'm not gonna pick, well... Actually, you know what? I might as well pick it up. Yeah, that might be helpful. This is a big map. I might need that. Fucking love this theme, dude. I see an armadillo down there. Let me go pick that up. Yeah, let's go pick that up. Let's get the crown. I don't, like, I'm being so picky right now with what I want to have. I already got 3 whips. I can literally get anything else at this point. You know what? I might try to get the Bibble. I want to get the Bible. I want to have a good area of effect attack on me. Oh, there's a boss up here. I'm pretty sure this is Menace. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Menace. Yeah, Bible, there we go, give me that. What's going on, Menace? Why are you down here? Dracula decided to punish you for being a fucking for taking up his spotlight in Dawn of Sorrow, for being the final boss. Oh, we got a massive... Oh, man, we got a lot of XP out of that. Shit. Okay. Looks like we're done with this segment. Yeah, see, you know what? The first part of the stream... You streaming this till 5? What time is it? It's like... I might... I mean, this is a big map. I got a lot of shit to show off. I might be streaming this till 5. Because I gotta show off this entire map. I gotta show off this entire map first. And then I gotta show off the other characters. Oh, I gotta show off the Dracula fight, too. Oh, I gotta do that, too. I can't stream this and not show off the fucking Dracula fight. I'm sorry, the quote-unquote Dracula fight. Okay, so there's a teleporter over here. There are teleporters all across this map, by the way, which, you know, typical for a Dracula Castle map. This is handy because, you know, and these are permanent. Because on the first playthrough, whenever you beat a boss, they'll typically drop a gate. They'll drop access to these gates right here, which will give you access to the warp rooms. So you can come back whenever you want, and then you can teleport to whatever part of the castle you want at any point. So that's handy. Oh, there was a Minotaur right there. Okay, so we got a speed increase. But we're not going to go through there right now. We're going to continue on with this bottom section and finish off the rest of the bosses. Oh my god, a lot of XP. Oh my god, look at that Usopp Dash! Oh, look at that, we're going through walls and shit! Oh, this is handy. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, cool. We can go through walls and shit? Oh, that's going to make navigating so much easier. That is a really handy power-up for this map. Really handy. Man, this map is gonna get clustered with arrows because of how many chests I'm leaving behind. So this ability, Sinestro Custos, this is a glyph, and you might recognize this from Order of Ecclesia. This is the wolf head glyph that you get toward the end of the game at Dracula's castle. And let's equip it. That gives us more attacks. Why not? Let's just equip it. God, so much XP. So, I mentioned that there's 3 of them, so yes, we need to get 2 more of these. Let's see here. Oh, there's a boss over here too. Okay. And if I'm correct... This is Yahim, isn't it? Yeah, hello Yahim. See, now this place makes sense for you because you're underground. You're in the Dark Palace of Waterfalls where it's all cold and damp down here. Just like in the game. What's funny about this DLC is that, you know, when you're navigating the castle and you, after you've accrued all of these attacks and shit, you've become so powerful to the point where your attacks have gotten so big and flashy that you can't even see the boss that you're facing, so a lot of the time when you go to fight these bosses, you can't even see what the hell you're looking at. I know that happened to me the first time that I played this map. I was like, oh, what boss am I fighting? I'm like, I can't see. I was like, I can't fucking see what boss I'm fighting, because my shit's in the way. My attacks are so big and flashy that I can't tell what I'm looking at. Oh hey, it's Galamoth. There we go. Okay. So much shit to do. Well, we almost got the bottom cleared out, but man, we still got a whole castle to explore. Oh, hey, Malthus! Yeah, we got this map is busy. This whole DLC is busy. I forgot to mention this, but the thing about this DLC and why it's so packed is because I'll save it for later. I'll save it for when we get back to it. I gotta concentrate on this map. Well, we'll get there. It'll make more sense when I'm actually, like, on the character select screen that I can show off what I'm talking about. Okay, so there's another boss over here. And this is the Mummy Man, right? I think so. Burn, bitch, burn. 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 Yeah. Took him out in no time flat. Okay, is that it? Are we done with the underground? I think we're done with the underground. Perfect. Oh god, we've entered the harem room. There's succubi everywhere. Succubuses, succubi, suck. God, man, look how OP I am right now. I forgot to mention, yeah, Leon, I don't know if you caught this, but the whip that Leon has, the vampire killer, this whip has a buff to where it gets stronger with every boss that you beat. So we're getting stronger after every boss, so we're getting reasonably fucking OP right now. What's this boss up here? Good lord, man, look at all this bullshit on my screen. Boy, the bitrate is gonna be a nightmare. It's just gonna take a nosedive. See, I can't even tell. Oh, it's the succubus. Okay, I can just barely see what I'm looking at. That's the succubus. Makes sense considering what room we're in. Okay. So there's a boss down here underneath the stairs, and if I'm correct, I know exactly which boss this is. Oh my god, I just ate shit for some reason. That's fine, we've got revives. What's down here? Oh. Hi, Legion. Boy, we're gonna make Swiss cheese out of you. Also, yeah, in this DLC, there's these, like, side-scrolling segments where you can, press up on the analog stick to jump. It's really weird. So this is one of those weird little side-scrolling segments. There's a few of them in this map. You'll see them. Just absolutely pelting him right now. So when okay, let's talk about this real quick, because this is I'm gonna have to figure out a game plan. So when I eventually get around to the other characters, after we're done with this map and after I've shown off the Dracula fight, after I've shown that off, when I get to the other characters, how do I want to do this? I'm not gonna show off, like, okay, so here's the way this game works. You complete a stage after you've exceeded the timer, which is about 30 minutes on average. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna play each character until stage completion, because that's just unrealistic. I can't do that. That's way too much time. And I feel like it's kind of redundant because, you know, once you've seen one character, you've seen all of them. You know, you kind of get the gist of the game at this point. So I think what I'm gonna do when I show off some of the characters, I'm just gonna play maybe 5 minutes worth of characters and then move on to the next. I'm gonna show off 5 minutes of their gameplay and then, yeah, move on to the next one, because I'm not playing until stage completion, because you gotta play for 30 minutes. Some of them go for 15, but I'm just gonna take the high road and I'm just gonna do 5 minutes each. That way I can show off the characters that I want. We can all have a good time. Oh, we got the candy box. Now we can pick another weapon. Let's see here. What would be a good weapon for you? Let's go Grand Cross. Yeah. Perfect. That's a nice damage dealer right there. That's a nice damage dealer. Okay. So we're done with this area. Let's see if we can jump. Can we jump back up? Okay, perfect. We can. Oh my god. I almost ate shit again. I gotta slow down. Oh, we got Gold Rush. There's a thing up here. It's a Dominus piece. I don't really want that because, I mean, it'd be nice, but, you know, it goes against Leon's whole thing, because the Dominus pieces are like Dracula's power, so I'm not going to pick that up. because I'm a wholesome, righteous Belmont. I'm not gonna rely on Dracula's power to get through this map. Fuck that. I am a good Christian boy. I am not gonna rely on Dracula's power to get through this map. Fuck you. Don't worry. There's going to be other characters that I'm going to show off where I can use Dominus, and trust me, it's really awesome. Because once you have all 3 of the Dominus powers, oh man, it's nuts. It's insane. Can we get out of here, please? Can we move on to the next section, please? Goddamn. Okay, so we've got 2 bosses in this room. I forget which ones they are. So this one, oh no, isn't this one? What's the name of this boss? This is one of the harder bosses in Order of Ecclesia, by the way. Oh, what is the name of this one? It starts with an E. It's like Igos or Idol, something. It's I something. Oh, we're choking. Yeah, so the thing about this game is that the more weapons you have, the more shit goes on right now, the game starts to chug, because it can't handle everything. So we've got like, what, 8 weapons on us? Trust me, it's only gonna get more clusterfuck from here. Yeah, the game will start to chug. It happens. Alright, so we beat him. Let's go to the boss over on the left. What do we got over here? Oh hey, Alrox. You bald-headed motherfucker. You pasty, white, pale, fucking bald-headed bitch. I can't see you, but I know I'm killing you. I know it's you. God, man, you just look at all this shit happening on screen. I mean, hey, that's the name of the game, though, man. Like, that's the game's tagline. You are the bullet hell. And boy, does it feel like it. You are indeed the bullet hell. God damn, Alrox, just die already. Please. Please just die already. Like, come on, we got places to be, son of a bitch. Come on, we got places to be. Why do you got so much health, man? Fuck. Oh, and then you transform, right? Yeah, okay. And he had a transformation on top of that. Fuck off. Man, what's causing that knockback? He got knocked out of the map. And it's chugging again. I'm playing this on PS5, by the way. Did Alrox? Are you okay? Did he die? Oh no, he's right here. He came back in somehow through the right side of the screen. God, there's so much shit happening. Well, I'm glad I got the speed boost, because navigating this is going to be so much easier. Alright, look, I really need to know what's causing that knockback. Is that my Sarabande of healing that's doing that? Because that is some serious knockback. I kind of wish I didn't equip that. It's kind of a nuisance. Like, I can't even really get any damage off on him if I'm constantly knocking him back. God damn. Boy, I hope this isn't going to be the case for every boss. Would you just die already, Alrox? Fuck's sake. You know what? I'm gonna get ballsy. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna have him follow us to the next boss. And then he can just die on his own. He'll die passively on the way there or something, I don't know. I'm just gonna go around the map and just start unleashing all these bosses. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm confident. I'm confident in my abilities. Who's this one? Isn't this Frankenstein? Yeah, this is Frankenstein. Alright, so we let him loose. Let me grab this power-up up here. The Karoma's Mana increases enemy spawn quantity to 10. Oh, perfect! Let's make the map chug even more. Let's increase the enemy spawn and just put more shit on screen to make the game chug. Why not? Okay, now let's go over here. We're in the top part of the castle now. I think over here is Abaddon. Yes, level that up. God, we're gonna have so much shit on screen. Again, out of sight, out of mind, I'm just gonna go get bosses. Here's Stella and Loretta from Portrait of Ruin. Good lord. Can't even tell what's going on right now, but that's fine. I just want to go around the map and get as much shit done as I can. What's the point of even showing off this map if you can't even see anything? I totally forgot that. Like, I didn't even take that into consideration. How can I show off a map if it's being constantly bombarded by bullshit? Okay, which boss is this? I forgot. Oh no, this is Zephyr. The Dio boss. Okay, so that was Zephyr that we just got. Good lord. Okay, so now we're going a little bit backwards now. We appeared back at the top of the castle, and now we're going backwards through the castle this way. It's a little weird, but you know we're getting it done. We're showing off what we need to show off, quote unquote, even though a lot of it is being covered by bullshit. Okay, who's this? Who is that? That's Carmilla. Oh, I just died again. I can't even see what's going on. Okay, so that's Carmilla. Let's just keep moving. Just keep moving. Don't worry about it. Oh, I need to get a healing item. I need to get like a healing buff or something, because now I'm starting to get fucked up. We're at the 44-minute mark. Now, I know you're probably wondering, wait, how are we already at 44 minutes? The stream hasn't been that long. That's because I turned on Hurry. You have the ability to turn on increased speed, timer speed, so you can make the timer go by twice as fast. So it says 45 minutes, but in actuality it's been like, what, 22 minutes? 23 minutes-ish? So whatever the timer says up there, just divide that by 2. Divide that in half. Oh, there's a boss down here. Boy, I hope I don't die in the process of this, because we still got bosses to show off. Who is this? Oh, it's the crab. It's the Shaw. It's the crab boss, the elevator crab boss from Order of Ecclesia. Brachiosaurus, I think he's called. Again, I'm just eating shit right now. And I've got 8 weapons on me too. And I don't even have Curse on. I made sure to like disable Curse so that I wouldn't have any like scaling problems, but oh, we get another weapon. Oh, ooh, I know what I'm taking. I know what I'm taking. Okay, so we get to pick from an upgraded weapon. Ooh. You know what? We might need this. You know what? Let me show it off. So, Power of Sire. You want to know what the 3 Dominus powers look like put together? Let's show that off. Dracula shows up and he does the demonic Megiddo and then he screen wipes. Actually, no, I don't think that was demonic Megiddo. He just does a screen wipe. It's the thing that he does in Order of Ecclesia. Okay, moving on. Oh my god, so much shit. Okay, this one's Gurgoth. Okay, that's Gurgoth. Confident in my abilities. Like, just... I know you're talking shit. I know you're talking shit down there. I know you're talking shit. Come on, I can't even see it. Like, dude, the screen wipe. Okay, who is this? Oh, it's Paranoia, my favorite Dinosauro boss. I think that's my last revive. That was my last revive. Oh god, I need to be careful. You know what? It's fine. If we die here, it's whatever. God, there's so much. Like, I'm sorry if you can't see the map that much, but that's just the nature of this game. It's just fucking clusterfuck. This whole game is a clusterfuck. Like, I can't even see the bosses that I'm showing off. Good God. But that's why this game is so good. And actually, you know what? Speaking of that, another reason why I love this DLC so much is because it serves as a good proof of concept for something that I've been clamoring for years. For years, I've been asking for something like Castlevania meets Dynasty Warriors. You know, just the concept of having Castlevania characters, like, mowing down hordes of monsters. And I feel like this is the closest thing we're gonna get to that, and I like it. I think this type of gameplay genre lends itself perfectly to Castlevania, because it just does. Just something about it just feels right. Just mowing down armies of Dracula's minions as a Belmont, it just feels so perfect. I can't even tell where I'm at on the map anymore, dude. You know what? I have an idea. Let's just teleport through this map right now. Let's just phase through everything. Go over here. Let's fight this boss. It's another side-scrolling segment, but guess who it is? It's Beelzebub! The rotting corpse. Let's beat him real quick. If we can beat him first and then die, that'd be fine. Let's just get him out of the way. God, we're at 51 minutes. Not in real time, just the in-game timer. That's a long time for a map like this. Because typically, most maps only go up to 30 minutes and then you're done. This map is huge. And just sit here and let the game play itself until he dies. I promise you, when I show off the other characters, it's not going to be this much of a clusterfuck. The only reason why it's this much of a clusterfuck right now is because I have like 9 weapons on me. And typically you're only allowed to have like 6. And because, well, this map is huge and they're spawning a shit ton of enemies on me, so it's, you know, I promise it's not going to be this bad later on when I'm showing off the other characters. We're going to be able to see what we're doing. But you kind of get the gist of this map. It's all basically Symphony of the Night. There's some callbacks to the bosses here and there. But that's it's neat. Now the unfortunate thing that kind of sucks, and they did address this when they announced this this DLC. There is no adventure chapter, which so far every DLC has come with an adventure chapter. And they're like, oh, sadly we don't have an adventure chapter available at the moment, but we will do one eventually. So I think that's the plan, is that they eventually will give us an adventure chapter, which would be nice. It'd be nice to have that. But this is fine. This is a $3 DLC, by the way. This is $3, which is absolutely insane considering the amount of content that we got. For $3, that's nuts. And again, I have to remind you, we got 80 characters in this. 80 characters for $3? Like 3 times bigger than the main game's roster? That is insane, dude. And this is a $5 game. Okay, are we done? Is it just his torso left? God, he has so much health. How much health do you got, man? How many screen wipes can you take? Come on. Any day now. Is that it? Oh, I think that's it. Yes, sir. That was Beelzebub. And now all the enemies are gonna come back. Oh boy, now it's back to Clusterfuck City. Okay. Oh man, look at all these chests that I haven't opened. Let's take a breather for a second, man. Fuck. Let's take a breather. Look at all that shit going on. We already beat half the castle. I mean, if we die at this point, it's not gonna be too bad. Actually, there's a side-scrolling segment down here. Yeah, right here. This is where we fight the doppelganger. God, I'm going... Like, I almost outran the camera. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. The doppelganger fight's not too bad. The only thing he really does... He throws out a knife here and there. He throws out like a rune tracer thing now and again. And he's very slow. The only thing that you need to worry about is not letting him touch you, because the contact damage does way more damage than anything else. So don't let him get too close to you. God, look at how massive the whips are. I just realized that. Look how huge those fucking whips are, dude. Massive. They're so girthy. Look at all that girth. Giggity. Okay, well, we beat him. I think that was all of the, I think that's all the major side-scrolling boss fights. I think there's only like 3 of them. Alright, cool. You know what? Yeah, let's show off a few more. There's a couple bosses that I do want to show off because I do have like a special like connection with them. And they were in the trailer and I was hyped when I saw them. Which boss is this right here? This is the oh, that's just I can't even fucking see him. I can't see anything. Oh no, he's up here. Here it is. So this is... if you can see it, up at the top left. Screen wipe, get out of the way. If you can see her, if you could... Oh my god, like, dude, I can't even see anything. I can't even... You know what, we might have to look at the bestiary. Yeah, you know what? We're done. We're done. We're done. We can't see anything. We're done. We went up to like 50 minutes. I'm trying to show off the bosses, and I can't even see anything because there's so much shit on the screen. So we're done. We beat the stage. So let's look at the bestiary. Let's see some of the bosses that I was trying to show off. Okay, so here's all the Castlevania enemies. Okay, if you couldn't see anything. Okay, so starting from here, we got the Flea Man, the Flea Rider, Flea Armor, Spellbook, Frozen Shade, Harpy, Hippogriff, Imp, Moldy Corpse, Spittlebone, Ukobak, Spectre, the Spectre Deflector, Valhalla Knight, Warg, Bitterfly, OG Merman. I like how they had to make that distinction this time. OG Merman. You know why they had to make that distinction? Let me show you. Let me show you why they had to make that distinction. Because, like I pointed out earlier, where are you? Where's that fucker? Where is he? Where is he? I skipped it, didn't I? Yeah, I think I skipped it. It's down here, isn't it? Where's that fucking merman? Right here, yeah, see? And it's called Merman. And it's funny because, again, these are Castlevania sprites. You might recognize the sprite of his, like, attack animation just before he's about to fire a fireball at you. That's what this is. Let me see that Flea Rider again. Well, you mean... Where is he? You mean... Flea Rider! Is he twirling a hat around? Is that... I think he's twirling a hat in the air. Like he's riding around, he's like, what the fuck? Fleetus minimus, the lesser-known form of what we colloquially call the flea man, lacks the prodigious intellect of its more refined cousin, Fleetus aerodynamica. Ornithologically inclined, they barbarously strike from their Empyrean vantage points. This Fleosaurus is really paying off. What the fuck, dude? Alright. Anyway, moving on. So we had the Warg, the Bitterfly, OG Merman. They had to specify that this time. OG Ghost. It's just funny how they have to put OG over these. That's really funny. Flying Zombie, you might remember this. Isn't this from, this is Symphony of the Night enemy, I think. Yeah. This is like a late game enemy, too. Dullahan. Yorick, the guy that kicks his skull around. The Gurkha Knife Master. I hate these fucking things. I think this guy's in, The Adventure. They're the worst there. Gorgon, Bone Golem. This is a boss. This is a boss enemy in Dracula X Chronicles, by the way. This is a boss, but here he's just an enemy. Disc Armor, Alastor, Malachi, Castle Werewolf. That's an interesting distinction. Axe Armor, Killer Doll, Corpseweed, Bone Arc. The proper... now, see, this is funny. They don't call this OG Bone Pillar, because in this game, they call it the Twin Snake. So that's probably why they didn't call it OG Bone Pillar. But yeah, here's the Bone Pillar. Zhang Shi, the vampire. Karamet, this is the boss. Okay, so now we're getting into bosses. Zephyr, Behemoth, Treant, Abaddon, Menace, Eligor. Okay, that's... okay, I knew it started with an E. Okay. Gurgoth, the giant Medusa head. Now, okay, now this is... it's just Medusa. Specifically, this is Medusa from Lament of Innocence, and I flipped out when I saw this in the trailer. I was like, dude, Lament of Innocence? Fuck yeah. There's Puppet Master. I need only to place this puppet right inside here. Blackmore, this is the guy that has the shadow. He's like, I shall steal your shadow. Paranoia, this is my favorite Dawn of Sorrow boss. This, I don't know why there's a missing number here, because I'm pretty sure I got all the bosses in the DLC. I don't know why this is missing. I'm pretty sure I ran through that DLC front to back. So I don't know why that's a missing entry. The Creature. The Bugbear. Devil, Minotaur, and that's it. Now, oh yeah, I was going to show off the final fight. So... okay, let me talk about this right now. So I mentioned this at the start of the stream. So when you buy this DLC, you are only given access to 20 characters off the bat. You are given access to the Belmonts all the way down to, I'd say, about here-ish. Right around this area. You're only given about 20 characters. And they're like the main iconic characters, so like the Belmonts, Sypha, Grant, Jonathan, John... Charlotte, Jonathan, you know, the main ones that people know from like the DS games, the classic stuff, you know. So the main bunch. Now, in order to gain access to all of this, you need to beat the DLC. And the only way to do that is you have to play as Richter, and you have to fight, you have to make it to the top throne room as Richter to trigger the fight. Now, in order to get Richter, you have to unlock him sequentially. You have to unlock every single character sequentially in order to get to him. So after you get him, you go back to the Castlevania map, and then we're going to go straight to the throne room, because now we have all the warp rooms unlocked. So let's go straight to... actually, hold up, before I do that. You can talk to the librarian, and you can hook yourself up with some attacks right off the bat. There we go. That way we can at least be a little bit strong by the time we get there. So let's go to the warp rooms. Also, I don't know if you noticed it, but look, an attack animation! Yeah! For the first time, we actually have attack animations for our characters in Vampire Survivors, because, you know, the Vampire Survivors sprites are very limited, and they don't really have much in the terms of animation. I fucked up. Okay, I think this next one? No, next one is... Yeah, here we go. Okay. So now we are at the top of the castle. Let's zoom out a little bit. Now you see there's a skull at the top there. When you're playing as any other character, that skull is not there. So yes, you have to be Richter to do this. Let's get a revive just in case. Fuck it, why not we're just trying to get up there. We're not worried about anything else right now. I'm not worried about powering up. And you'll see why. You'll see why I'm not worried about powering up or getting, you know, other stuff out of the way first. You're probably like, oh, shouldn't you level up and get yourself stronger before you go? You'll see why. I almost died. Is there a secret here? I never checked this. They didn't put a secret here, did they? Oh, don't tell me you guys didn't put the secret. Come on, that's a Castlevania staple. You gotta put the secret at the throne room. Aw, you bastards. Alright, whatever.
Die, monster. You don't belong in this world.
Richter, that's enough. How many times do we have to do this? You and your family of vandals always pop out of nowhere, break my walls and my candles, kill all the demons I keep safely within these four walls, and won't even let me drink a glass of wine in peace. But this time it's different. Let me show you how, in fact, I do belong in this world. May I please get a hand? Thank you, Richter Belmont. But the vampire is in another coffin.
And there we go. Dracula joins the roster.
Vampire survivors.
Yep. Oh.
What is this travesty? Dracula is supposed to bring death to the world, not join a demented crusade for fun. I, Death, will not allow for this mockery. I'll erase this world myself.
So in a crazy twist, Death becomes the final boss because Dracula just wanted to have some fun. And Death is not gonna stand for that. What a crazy fucking crossover. So yeah, Death is gonna try to kill us. Oh, he just took away our weapons. What the hell is this? That's a good question. Oh, got me. Oh, no, but the game is helping me. The game's not gonna have that. Oh, it's the tree. It's the final boss of the game trying to help us out. Oh, he's gonna keep killing me. Nope, but the game says nope, I'm gonna keep reviving you. No, don't do it again, don't do it again! Oh, he's fighting it. Oh. He broke the game. Death, what did you do? Death, you broke the game. The fuck are we gonna do now? Aspect of Sea Winds. Fragment of the Director. Allows you to move the character and touch things. Okay. Yeah, so we still need to avoid the attacks, obviously, because he's still here trying to kill us. Death, what did you do? You... Aspect of Sun. Fragment of the Director allows to have a health bar. Oh, wait, so we're unlocking features as the fight progresses. So he broke the game, so now we have to fix it. We have to collect all these power-ups that restore the game back to being functional again. Allows active and passive weapon slots. Okay, so we have our weapons back. Or at least access to them. Oh, the music's coming back, I hear it. Allows XP gems and items to materialize. Okay, so now we can get XP back. Oh, there's XP down here, grab it. Oh. Allows XP to accumulate and trigger level ups. Okay, so we had to grab a separate power up for the XP to even work. Gotta love programming. Oh, the music's getting louder. Oh, we can get weapons. Here we go. Let's fuck them up. Okay, what do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Hydrostorm. Duplicator. Why not? The more projectiles, the better. Allows you to accumulate gold and kills. Okay. Use responsibly. Also, I like that they use the Dance of Illusions from Dracula X Chronicles for this. The beginning of everything. What does that mean? Oh.
As you can see, this is a black disc. Cut number 1 contains computer data, so please don't play it. But you probably won't listen to me anyway, will you?
Okay, Robert Belgrade. So that was Alucard talking just now. That was a reference to the Symphony of the Night soundtrack. Oh, wait! Oh, we got the Belmonts helping us out. There's Leon, there's Sonia, there's Trevor, there's Grant, Sypha. Oh, we got everybody helping us out. Okay, this is kind of epic. Hector, Alucard. This is cool. Christopher, my man. This is dope. There's Simon, Juiced. As goofy as this sequence has been, as goofy as this crossover is, I like this fight sequence. I love this concept of Death being the final boss and all the Belmonts and all the Castlevania characters coming together to beat him. That's pretty cool. That's pretty badass. Oh, there's Soma, there's Yoko, there's John. I see John over there. There's Eric. Oh, look, there's some of the Vampire Survivors cast coming in too. Come on, let's fuck him up. Let's beat him. This is dope. Oh, he's gonna try to slash me. Don't let him do it. I wonder if that's still insta-kill. Oh, there's Maria. And he's dead. GG's, everybody. Put in a good effort. We put a stop to this stupid madman. See, this wouldn't have happened if Death just wanted to join in on the fun. If he wouldn't stop being a party pooper and just have some fun with Dracula, this wouldn't have happened. And there you go, that's the DLC. With permission from Konami, I saw that. Okay. So yeah, that was the DLC. But we're not done. I still got characters to show off. I'm gonna see if I can skip this. Can I skip this? Now loading. What is it loading? It's not over. I know it's not over. Look at all those characters. Trailer's voiceover. Scott Tunics. Dracula's Neil Newben. That name sounds familiar. Who is that? Who's Neil Newben? Oh, that's Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3. What a weird choice to have for Dracula. I mean, they're both vampires, but I didn't know that was him. That's Asterion from, yeah, Baldur's Gate. Okay, so yeah, now they're showing off all the extra characters. So yeah, these are the extra characters that you get access to after you beat Dracula, or Death. Man, let me tell you, this right here, this is, as a Castlevania fan, this is just absolutely insane, dude. Looking at all these characters in action like this. I already have these characters, so I don't know why it's doing this. Yeah, 80 characters. Joke's on you, game. I already have these characters. You're just showing off characters that I already have. Alright. So then it ends there. Alright. So yeah, that was the end of the DLC, and then it just shows off what other characters that you can get after that. So yeah. So where should we go next? We should probably start with the other Belmonts, right? So, okay, now that we got all that out of the way, now that we showed off the castle, now that we did the boss fight, the main appeal of the DLC, we're gonna show off some of the characters. And like I said, we're only gonna do about maybe 5 minutes of gameplay for each character, because that's really all you need. So moving on to Sonia Belmont. Now this, Sonia is a fan favorite. I don't really care for her too much. Like, I get the appeal for her is that she's a female Belmont, and that people really they think that Legends is like an underrated game. And, the whole thing with her is that she's not canon, because her whole story conflicts with the origin story of Lament of Innocence. It conflicts with canon. But people like her anyway. People think that she's an underrated Belmont. I don't really care for her too much, but I'm going to show her off anyway. So she gets a temporary cooldown reduction when overhealing by 8 points. Okay. So, yeah, we're just going to do 5 minutes of gameplay each. Okay, so she gets Bloody Tears. So yeah, whenever you pick a new character, they come with their own specific remix when you play as them. On the right-hand window, you'll see something that says Music Selection. She gets Bloody Tears. Okay. So we're just gonna do, again, 5 minutes each. I'm gonna give her... fuck it, let's just give her something. So she gets the Sonic Whip. I'm gonna give her the Wind Whip on top of that, just because. So the Sonic Whip, you can see right here, it's kind of like that noodle, it's like that weird wavy noodle thing right there. So that's her ability. Oh, they extended it. Okay, well. I wonder if we can get this upgraded. If it'll give me a chance to upgrade it. Or Hydro Storm. So, fun fact about this DLC. This was patched recently, so, a few days ago, this game looked a little bit different. Some of these weapon sprites looked a little different. Like the Hydro Storm sprite looked different. A couple other sprites looked different. But more notably, I'll talk about this when I show them off. One of the characters looked different for some strange reason, and it was patched recently, and I'll show off when we get there. But as of, I think it was yesterday or the day before, they patched it, so That's good. I wonder, do you guys think that they're gonna do a Legends remake? What do you think are the odds of that? Let's talk about that. Since we're playing as Sonya, what do you think are the odds of them bringing back Legends in any capacity for the next collection? Do you think they're gonna give us Legends? Do you think they're gonna do a remake like they did with Adventure Rebirth and Haunted Castle Revisited? Because I keep seeing people ask for that. I keep seeing a lot of people ask for that. Like, oh, they should bring back Legends. Oh, they should remake it like they did Haunted Castle. Oh, they should remake it. Do something with her. And again, me personally, I don't care about her too much. Again, Sonya is not really my favorite character. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Like, you know, obviously rework her story, because her story, if you're gonna bring back Sonya, you would have to rework her story to have it fit with the narrative. Because the way her story works right now, as it is in Legends, does not work. Because the way that game, the way the narrative works in Legends is that it insists that Sonya Belmont is the first Belmont, and that she was the first person to fight Dracula, and that she eventually marries Alucard, and then they have a child together, and that ends up being Trevor. It throws a wrench into everything. So it can't be canon. It can't be. So people, it's like, obviously, if you bring her back, you would have to remake her story, you'd have to find a way to fit her in somewhere. And I have a theory, because there was a canceled game, you might know what I'm talking about. There was a game called Castlevania Resurrection for the Dreamcast, I think. And that game got canceled. And that game had Sonya Belmont in it. And that game took place in the 1600s. I think it was like 1666. Yeah, pretty cursed number. But it took place in the 1600s, whereas Legends took place in the 1300s, I think. Like, yeah, we're talking like a 300-year time gap between games. So I have a theory that when they were making Castlevania Resurrection, they were going to retcon Sonya to fit into the timeline somehow. To have her fit in. That way it would adhere to the timeline set by Lament of Innocence. But since that game didn't come out, you know, what can you do? You know what? Okay, actually, no, we're done. We've done like 5 minutes. Okay, so that's Sonya. Let's move on to another character. Let's move on to, yes, Trevor. Gains 1 amount every 10 levels, max 3. Okay. Yeah, see, okay, yeah, see, this is what I was talking about with the theme music, right? So, typically, Trevor Belmont's theme is, you know, the beginning. Like, that's his theme song, is the beginning. But for some reason, they decide to give him Aquarius. I don't know why they did that. And again, if you pick Christopher, his theme song is the beginning. So they gave Trevor's theme to Christopher, and then they just instead decided to give Aquarius to Trevor. I don't know why they did that. It's really bizarre. Okay, so I like this whip setup that we got going here. So Trevor has the water dragon whip, which I don't know what that's supposed to be, because that's not a whip that you get in any of the games. Like, that's not a Castlevania whip. That is a new whip that was made specifically for this game. And there's a few whips that are like that. There's one called the Vanitas whip. There's one called the Vibhuti whip. It's really weird. So they made up these different whip types for this game. There's the Alchemy whip. That's the whip that Leon had. I'm gonna pick that up, because that turns into the Vampire Killer. So yeah, just some weird decisions that the developers made regarding the music in this game that I wish that they would address. I doubt they're gonna address it, but it's just weird that they did it in the first place. Like, you have the character's theme in here, so why didn't you put it on the proper character? And then you have characters that just don't have their themes at all, and are instead just given some random remix from Symphony of the Night. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that glitch, or that weird yeah, I guess I might as well call it a glitch or a bug that was patched about the character that I was talking about. Because I mentioned before the patch, some of the weapon sprites look different and some of the character sprites look different. Well, just one of them at least. And we're already at the we're almost at the 5-minute mark, damn it. That's fine. Again, we only need 5 minutes each, because, you know, once you've seen enough of the character, you know, you don't need more than 5 minutes. You kind of get the gist after that amount of time. Because, you know, I mean, it's, you know, the characters, it's not like they have, like, voice lines or anything like that. They don't have voice lines, they don't have any, like, special animations or anything like that. You know, what you see is what you get. So. Okay, well, that's Trevor. Moving on to Christopher, the ever-so-forgotten Belmont member. Boy, am I glad to see him in this game. It really is ridiculous how, like, sidelined and forgotten Christopher is in the series. So, it's refreshing to see him in a game for once. And he gets the Jet Black Whip. And again, his theme song is, you know, they give him the beginning, which the song that's playing right now should have been Trevor's theme, but it wasn't. Just, I know it sounds like I'm nitpicking, but, like, again, that's, when it comes to, like, it's just a weird thing. It's just really weird that they decided to go this route. The Ebony Diabolog. Okay, this is the thing that lets you pick magic. What do I want from here? And give me Illuminata, why not? Give me some light magic. No, we don't want the Water Dragon Whip, we already had that. God, I'm leveling up the cross more than anything. What else have I been doing? I've been playing Black Ops 6 a lot lately since that came out recently. I don't know if anyone else has been playing Black Ops 6, but yeah, I've been busy with that a lot too. Besides this, I always play Call of Duty. Call of Duty is like something that I always play. I've been playing Call of Duty since like the Black Ops days. Whenever there's a new Call of Duty, I'm playing it. Trust me, I've seen the ups and downs of the series. I've seen plenty of what the series has to offer and what it doesn't. And let me tell you, Call of Duty's been having a few rough years. But I feel like Black Ops 6 is on the right track. I don't think that the, I'll go ahead and say this right now. I think that Black Ops 6 is a very fun game, mechanically. But I'm definitely not a big fan of the maps they have right now. The base maps for Black Ops 6 are kind of, they're not bad, but let me tell you, people have pointed this out. The fact that a lot of people are choosing random, like whenever the map vote thing comes up, the fact that more people are picking classified or like the random choice more than actually picking a damn map just goes to show you how much people don't want to play these maps. And frankly, recently, as of like 5 days ago, they gave us Nuketown 24/7. So I've just been sticking with that. I think a lot of people have too. Ever since they gave us Nuketown 24/7, people have just been playing that because it's a good map. Like, that's the one map from Black Ops 1 that has like been carrying the franchise. That's why whenever there's a new Black Ops game, they always bring back Nuketown in some form, because everybody loves that map. It's a great design map. And I feel like they had to bring it back because whenever you release these new maps, you're taking a gamble, and frankly, I feel like these new maps for Call of Duty have just been getting worse and worse. I don't know who's designing these maps, but I just don't think they know what they're doing. I really don't. I don't feel like these new map makers know what they're doing, because they just don't have the same staying power or the same design philosophy as a lot of the older maps do. And that's why so many people like to play the older maps. Why do you think MW3 was just nothing but MW2 remastered maps? Because people like playing those maps. Modern Warfare 2022's maps were hot garbage. They were some of the worst maps in the franchise history. So if there's anything to learn from all this, it's just to bring back the classic maps. Anyway, that's Christopher. Okay, so he's not... Now, here we have all the Belmonts, right? Now, he's not here in this section, but if we go down a little bit, Soleil Belmont's right here. This is Christopher Belmont's son. Now, Soleil, if you remember from the game, he didn't fight Dracula himself. He was possessed by Dracula in the game, and he was